Hi, welcome to In the Studio with Kate. This is week 36. And I am sorry that this is a little bit late, but I completely forgot that it was Friday. And so I've been doing all sorts of things instead of making a video. But here, we'll get started with this one. I would say that my focus this week has been a couple things. One, still on the fiber arts. I've been working on a set of towels, and I playing the next project that I'm going to do once the towels are off, which is a series of scarves. So when something's happening with that, I'll show them a little bit. But right now they're just in the planning stages. So that's going to be kind of fun because a friend of mine is doing a show and sale in her house right after Thanksgiving. So a few of us are going to get together and sell anything we've woven. So it's basically a weaving show. So besides the towels, I needed to start doing something else. So that's where my focus is on that. And then secondly, I'm still kind of, hyped up about going to SketchCon, learning more about what's happening. This week, I was on the waiting list to get into a workshop that happens before the con starts. And I found out, not yesterday, but the day before yesterday, that apparently a few people dropped out. So I got into the class. So I'm very excited about that. It's a class with Prashant Miranda, who's a very gifted watercolor or sketchbook artist who spends his time, half of his year in India and half of his year in Toronto. He's a pretty cool guy. Does some beautiful work. So I'm hoping I can learn a lot from him. So I'm excited about that. So I have been working in my sketchbook. This one is this mushroom that's growing out off the side of my tree. And it does sort of look like that. It's kind of wonky looking, but that is what the mushroom looks like. It's kind of brown and beige. Then I was on a call the other day with my night peeps, and I tried drawing this wolf from a postcard, and I couldn't get the nose right. I erased this nose a dozen times if I did it once, and I finally just gave up and thinking, okay, it looks too much like a dog to me. Doesn't look very wolf-like, but I guess I'll have to try again at some point. But, if I just said he was a dog, you would go, oh, it's a German Shepherd or a Husky or something. Anyways, it was fun to do, but frustrating because I couldn't quite get it right. Let's see what else is in here that I haven't shown. This is a picture from the other night at my art journal group. It's just somebody's drink sitting on the table, and it's kind of way off wonky, but it's okay. Just gave the impression of what we were doing. And then I drew my Ganesha figurine a while ago. This is a scene from a restaurant, what's on their wall. This is actually a light. This is light coming out of it. Those were some old skis attached to the wall. And then today I was out to lunch with my husband, and this was just the condiments on the table, which they're wonky as well. I'm really good at wonky, but it's still fun. Decided to give myself a break. And then I tried to draw my dog, which is kind of humorous. At that point, can you see the dog? She got up and moved. So I'm keeping this. I'm keeping this in the hope that at some point she'll get in that position again and I can finish drawing her. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Oh, I did draw this woman from a photograph I found on the internet. Changed it a little. And then I did I have this book by Stephen Reddy, and I can't even remember what the name of it is. It's a sketching book, but because I've already lent it to somebody, so I don't have that I can even look at. But he had these examples of in here, is using kind of cross-hatching, the cross-hatching grayscale. And then this one is done with ink, India ink. is just starting with the base and keep adding more ink to it to make it darker, and then some shapes. So I've been playing with that. I think that's all. I only got a couple more pages in the sketchbook. And I think that is all that's in here that I didn't show some other time. Pretty sure there's nothing else. Yeah, so that's it in the sketchbook. I did get this book in the mail the other day. It's called Sketch Now, Think Later. Jump into Urban Sketching with Limited Times, Tools, and Techniques by Mike Yost. I'll probably destroy his name. I'm just going to say Mike D, because that's his little stamp he's made for himself. He is with Urban Sketchers, and he is a correspondent from the city of Boston. And he breaks this down, taking only a few tools, things to do to make everything go faster. So it's full of little techniques, color techniques. I liked a lot of the little bit of hints. He has drawings all throughout the book. Like this is Stonehenge. This is, when he was traveling in England. So, he's showing you how to do things quickly. Some of his ideas, always a finished sketch, finish it later, don't color everything. He doesn't mix his watercolor on his palette. He mixes it right on the drawing. So he skips a step. Yeah, just a few things to, he talks a little bit about some, like there's a couple pages on angle and composition and symmetry, repetition. It's this little book, sketch what's of interest first, basics on perspective. So it has all sorts of things, nice little hints. It's a really quick read. Let me see how many pages are in this book. I read it in a day, so 112 pages. He does talk about one thing. He talks about this pen. It's a Fude. It's Japanese. I don't know how that's pronounced, but I actually am going to order one because I want to try it. It's an inexpensive fountain pen, but it has a nib that looks bent. There's not a good picture of that actually in here. But depending on how you hold the pen, you'll get 3 different lines. So there's the picture of him showing the pen, but I don't think you're going to see how the nib is bent because it's not a very good picture. But it's intriguing to me. So he only brings one pen with him when in his sketchbook kit. One pen, one sketchbook. What else does he take? A mister, a water brush, a sketchbook. That might be about it. I'm trying to think if there was one other thing. No, here it is. Sketchbook, fountain pen, watercolor kit, water brush, spray, mister. So it's a set of watercolors as well. This picture might show a little bit better, that nib. You see that nib is kind of bent up at the tip. Yeah, so I'll probably be talking about that next week, how well that nib works, because I should have it by then. It talks a little bit more about his tools, but it's kind of like if you've been wanting to do urban sketching and you need some help getting going, he simplifies a lot of the stuff. A lot of things I do I see that are done on there look so complicated to me that I don't even know where to begin, kind of feeling. And so I really like that book. I actually highly recommend it. It wasn't very expensive and it had a lot of great hints into it. So that's about all I've got to talk about today. Weaving, sketching, that's kind of what I've been doing. I'm a peer mentor for Ignite, and that is winding down. It ends next week. So I've been reading ebooks and writing feedback and stuff. So that's kind of taken me away from doing much art in my studio. But if you're doing I'd love to hear about what you're doing in your studio. I mean, it's summertime now. Sometimes it's fun to go outside and do art. I mean, our art journaling group last night, we met in a park, and it was a little windy, but we all managed to do a little bit in our sketchbook, so it was kind of fun. So change your environment. If you're having problems getting going, I say change your environment, and then try doing work outside or go to a cafe or something. So anyways, I'm going to close this, and we will see you next week. Happy creating. Bye.